So my computer, the time disappears, the walls fall away, and I'm just in the world of Charlotte McNally and her concerns, her fears, her life, her adventures. And I hear from readers that they feel that way too, that they love Charlie's world and it feels real to them. I mean, it's a genuinely authentic world of what it's like to be a television reporter. So I'm kind of, and I have to say to you, kind of hooked on making stuff up, you know, after 30 years of not being able to, of having that be just anathema, of being able just to make the stories turn out the way I want them to, is pretty amazing. Although I do have to say, they don't always turn out the way that I want them to. And that's another one of the joys of writing. Primetime, for instance, in the middle of the book, I realized that I had picked the wrong bad guy. And I thought, oh my goodness. I mean, so talk about a surprise ending. I surprised myself with who really did it in the novel.
Well, and Stephen King says something to that effect, that if I knew who did it, then the readers wouldn't be surprised either.
Well, you know, I've never heard that. And I think that's, you know, it's Stephen King, our idol. But how wise is that? So and I know it must have happened to you too. You're typing along and suddenly you realize that you just typed something that you didn't plan. And how did that happen? And your characters were behaving in a way that you didn't plan. In Airtime, for instance, Charlie McNally is on the trail of counterfeit designer bags and counterfeit designer fashion. So she goes undercover into this world of counterfeiting. So you see, she's not real, and what she's looking into is not real. And it's all about authenticity. How do you tell the real thing? And I promise you, you'll never look at baggage claim at the airport the same way. After you read Airtime. Airtime was nominated for the Agatha for Best Mystery of 2009 and is now an Anthony nominee for Best Mystery, Best Paperback Original. So I'm so thrilled with that. Anyway, in Airtime, I had it all set up that Charlie was going to shoot someone. I carefully laid the background that she was kind of a prodigy and that at shooting and that she had taken lessons from her FBI friend. And it was all very reasonable for this to happen. So when it got to the scene, and it won't ruin it for you when you read it, in Airtime, the big finish, and it's clear that she's about to shoot someone. She has to shoot someone. And so I'm typing along, and suddenly Charlie says to me, I'm not gonna shoot somebody. And I'm like, yes, you are. I'm writing this, and that has to happen, or the synopsis won't work. And she literally wouldn't do it. I saw her in my head. I could not write the scene that way. It wouldn't come out of my fingers. I saw her in my head, her hands on her hips, saying, and she said, I think for a living. I don't shoot people. And I thought, okay. And that's what she says in the book. And that's what happens. She doesn't, and something else happens completely. It made the book be not what I had planned, but 1,000 times more wonderful.
Well, and true to this character that's taken on a life of her own.
Exactly. And that's why when you ask, will I do more? Will I do other books? Oh my goodness. How could I not? Yeah. Any author has the joy of discovery along with the readers. I think a book doesn't really fulfill itself until it's read on the other end. Somebody was asking me the other day what I loved about the books. And what I wish I had thought to say at the time is one of the things I loved is thinking about the person on the other end reading the book and getting it. I just get chills thinking about that. So I can't wait to hear what everybody thinks about these.
Yeah, and I can't wait to read them. They sound really, really awesome. And congratulations on all your great success.
Hasn't it been amazing? I'm so happy and so grateful. There's not a day that goes by that I don't count my blessings about what's happened. We all work very hard. We all work very hard. When I finished writing Primetime, I called my husband into the room and I said, sweetheart, watch this. And I typed the end. And then I burst into tears. But, I shouldn't have, because it wasn't the end at all. It was the beginning, of course.
Right,
and I'm very grateful.
So
exactly.
very great. Well, that's very exciting. It's a pleasure to have you here all week long, giving away copies of your books and celebrating the new release of Drive Time. So I'm so happy that you're a featured author and look forward to the week.
Thank you. I do too. Everybody, tell me how you like the books. Come visit, get free books, get free loot. We'll have a lot of surprises this week.
Yes. Thanks, Hank.